History has a way of teaching us powerful lessons, if we're willing to listen. Let me take you back to one of the greatest moments of unity in modern history, World War II. Two nations, the United States and the Soviet Union, stood shoulder to shoulder, setting aside their differences to confront an unimaginable evil. Without each other, victory would have been impossible. Together, they defeated the Nazis. Together, they saved millions of lives. But today, it seems we've forgotten that lesson. Politics and media are working overtime to divide us. In the United States, we're told to see Russia as the enemy. In Russia, it's the same story in reverse. But here's the truth. This division is not about us, the people. It's about control. It's about a system that thrives when we fight each other instead of working together. I've seen what happens when division takes root. I came from Latvia after the fall of the USSR. I watched as nationalist ideas spread, driving a wedge between Latvian-speaking and Russian-speaking communities. It wasn't just politics. It was a belief that one group was better than another. That same toxic belief is fueling the war in Ukraine today, where some have been convinced they're superior simply because of their identity. But let me tell you something else I've seen. Behind every war, every division, there are deeper agendas. In Ukraine, certain cities, inhabited by those of Khazarian descent, remain untouched by the destruction. Why? Why are the poorest Ukrainians and Russians sent to fight and die while those connected to power sit untouched? This isn't about national pride or freedom. This is about control. Control by elites who've manipulated nations for centuries. Elites who use division as a weapon. Think about it. The Vatican controls religion, London controls finance, and Washington, D.C. controls military power. Together, these entities thrive on our division. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a fact of history. It's no coincidence that many of these elites claim ties to the Khazarian Empire, a lineage warned about in Revelation. They are those who say they are Jews but are not, and are of the synagogue of Satan. They manipulate identity, religion, and power to serve their own agendas. How do all of you? Here's the good news. We, the people, hold the power to change this. Imagine if ordinary Americans and Russians refused to buy into the lies. Imagine if we bypassed politics and media and spoke directly to one another. Imagine if we came together, not as enemies, but as brothers and sisters, united by our shared humanity and our desire for truth, justice, and peace. Remember what happened during World War II? When we stood together, we defeated one of the greatest evils the world has ever known. We could do it again, but only if we set aside the divisions forced on us. Only if we refuse to let governments and elites dictate who we should hate. The future doesn't belong to politicians or media empires. It belongs to us. It's time to rise above the lies. It's time to unite. Together, we can overcome any evil. And together, we can change the world.